Hello friends, it's Grand Inquisitor Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and today we have some more reinforcements coming to our Penal Legion project. So first of all, we need some officers to take care of our inmates. So for that particular reason, we got some reinforcements from Necromunda, from the Planetary Enforcers. We got the Planetary Enforcers captains and sergeants with two Cyber Mastiff. Yeah, those are, some of the finest law givers in the galaxy. As you can see, this comes on two different sprues, and they are quite good looking, especially those Cyber Mastiffs are a excellent addition, to our peacekeeping forces. And well, peacekeeping war making forces, of course. They are very well trained, as they follow the Humane Treatment Act from the 36 millennium. Humane treatment, of course, but let's just say that's how it works for us. So as well, I think that we need some mechanized forces added to our troops. So besides obviously the tanks that we have already requisitioned, we did actually requisition a Turox, Taurus Venerator for the Planetary Enforcers. So they have something to round up the inmates when they go too rowdy. And as you can see, this comes on 4 different sprues. 2 of those sprues are basically wheels and suspension. And then we have our driver, our gunner, and the rest of the vehicle. I'm gonna be honest, this entire build is somewhat simple, but yeah, it's not a rocket science to put it together. It is a awesome little piece of kit, and I think that we're gonna get at least 2 or 3 more for our force, because I just find this very enjoyable to have my guys running in a vehicles and not having to chase the inmates on foot. Oh, sorry about that. The transport vehicle is a little bit crowded, so let's just smash it in there. Yep. So what I'm thinking, this is gonna be probably the end of the reinforcements for the infantry. Maybe we're gonna get a little bit more of the enforcers forces. Yeah, so we have as well, a couple of troops extra. Yeah, so again, you know how I love the entire packaging system for the deliveries of the Imperium. So we get some more reinforcements from Necromunda. Those come on 2 different sprues. They are actually different from each other. So yeah, they are, nice little details, and those lovely heads. Yeah. So I do have couple of older sprues. So I did build one just to have a test model, and I painted it, and I think that we're gonna stick with this color scheme for them. So they're gonna be representing the the enforcers, our control units. Yeah, let's just go with control units. Of course, the humane ones, they not gonna be using and abusing their power like they always do. But yeah, then we do not have any heavy weapon platforms, so I decided to grab some looted weapons from our encounter with Forces of Chaos, in which couple of Thunderkin from our friends from League of Voltan did die, unfortunately. So we're gonna grab their suits. Some of my guys gonna retrofit them to fit for our heavy weapon platforms. So obviously the weapons in here are not Codex compliant or Imperium compliant, so using the weapons would be probably a tech heresy. But since the Voltans became our close allies, we're gonna be able to use those mecha suits to, well, armor our soldiers and allow them to carry heavy weaponry. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is this, that there is only 3 of those in a box. So yeah, we're gonna have to work with that and, you know, look for some maybe heavy bolters and maybe last cannons or something like that to allow us to get some mobile heavy infantry. Yeah, if you like to know more, who knows, they know. So as well, we got some more of a cannon fodder. This time around we got a female version of the, we got to the female prison and capture a couple of those. Yeah, they come on 4 identical sprues, and they have somewhat decent poses as well as you know, soldiers with all of the weaponries. You know, we have a lot of las carbines, some plasma-esque carbine, some heavy plasma. I would say this could be a heavy-ish weapon. So they do come with a nice set, and every single mini comes with their own backpack, which is just for me, because you know how I look at the lack of backpacks in the entire thing. So let's just toss them back into the transport carrier. Ah, come on, ladies. Ah, you see. There we go. So they got supplied from, you know, our prison, and you know, not every prison is made the same. So we got some spacemen from our Katachan forces. Yeah, unfortunate souls who have to fight a horrible horrors of their home world, and unfortunately some of them commit crimes and go into our jails. So there we have a extra, I think it is like 5 sprues altogether, and they come with a lot of interesting head choices and weapon choices in here. So they gonna be updating our roster to help with entire combat. Yeah, and now just for the greedy, needy, you know, part when I'm not pretending to be an inquisitor. So if you are thinking that I'm actually running some sort of a roster and I'm doing this as a proper army, yeah, that's not how it works. I build minis for fun, so this gonna be an army. It is literally coming up, you know, fairly well. We have a full box so far of the units in here, and when I'm gonna get everything assembled, it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be like 200 troopers. Yeah, most of them gonna be the Penal Legion, but in general it is just for fun. Like, I do have a lot of original Imperial Guard minis. So I have like a lemon rest, which is horribly painted. The same with the transport unit, and I have a horribly painted what do you call it, the big tank, oh my goodness, Baneblade. Yeah, and the rest of the Imperial Guards are actually kind of primed and partially painted, and then I forgot about them. So I do have like a almost full army of Imperial Guards, and they're gonna be painted as a regular army, but this is gonna be my kind of reinforcement to my army as a Penal Legion. I don't know if Penal Legion is any good in the 11th edition, or if it's gonna be any good, if it's gonna even exist in the 11th edition. Yeah, but this is basically just a flavor for my army, and that's what I want to do. I want to just have something fun to look forward to, especially, you know, with the Penal Legion that I'm building being so irregular. It's allow me to mess about with the minis, you know, to create a narrative scenarios for the entire thing. And I think that I'm gonna start making like a little kill team-esque size games to kind of build a narrative scenario. Why did those troops, come together, and what is going on? Why, they are getting new units in. So far it is all narrative. We have, our, like, I'm explaining this as an inquisitor. I explain why we having a Voltan suits as a heavy weapon platforms, because I think that they are extremely cool. I seen one guy actually making a conversion on the Facebook webpage, and I was just like, where did those suits come from? And I spent like 2 hours searching for the suits that I was like, what is the only army that I really didn't sunk my teeth in? And that was League of Voltan. Look into the League of Voltan, find those suits, and they're gonna be the builds for this, yeah? So for this entire Penal Legion project, yeah, don't take it as a something that is a proper Penal Legion. It's a proper army. It's just something for me to have a lot of fun with, yeah? And I don't think that it's gonna meet any kind of Games Workshop rules, especially with how many different lines of models I'm using. But the thing is, I love to be able to pick and choose, just go and just grab anything and mash it together and see how it's gonna turn out. Because in essence, for me, the best part of the entire hobby is just putting stuff together, yeah? Like I said, painting is my least favorite part of this hobby. It always has been my least favorite part of the hobby. I like gaming. Unfortunately, I have no opportunity of doing that. So what I'm gonna be probably doing, just building a couple of like a little narrative campaign, maybe start with 200 points, maybe 400 points of IG, and grab some of my other forces, to fight against them, and relearn the rules, because last time I played was in the 6th edition, so the rules that I know are completely out of whack. So what I need to do is, get myself a 11th edition one. It's actually arrived Imperial Guard Codex book, and probably the new Codex books for the rest of the armies that I'm gonna be using. Probably Chaos, because I think that Chaos is one of the coolest enemies. Yeah. And I think that I have I'm having a Khorne Berserker army that I want to work on. And yeah, it's just like I said, it is nothing to do with the actual games. It is just narrative in my head. And as well, I finally got myself a House of Chains rulebook. Yeah, it's freshly out of the plastic, and my god, just look at this beauty. Yeah, I'm gonna have some lovely time reading this. Probably not today, but I have a weekend coming on when I'm actually free and I have zero plans other than making minis and reading. So I'm probably gonna get through this entire thing, and I think that we're gonna maybe just try a couple of games, with my Goliaths, maybe fighting some Ashers. Although I don't have Asher rulebook, so I would have to do like a generic gang from the main rulebook. But still, I'm trying to get into entire wargaming again, even with a solo games. So in the future, you may expect, that I'm gonna actually even try to do some Gaslands, like deathmatch or something videos, to get into the gaming side again, because I am a little bit too stuck on just, building stuff and sitting in my head. And, that's one of the little things that is annoying me, because I have so many minis, I have so much stuff that I want to do, and then the regular, 9 to 5 is killing me. Actually, in my case, it is 8 to 5. Yeah, and I finish my work and I go to sleep because I'm just so tired. Then I wake up in the middle of the night and stupid ideas come to my head. So I build crazy stuff. Yeah. But yeah, this is it for today. I know it was a little bit of a rant at the end. Yeah. But yes, we have some reinforcements coming for our Penal Legion. We have the reptilian overlord spaceman. We have the cannon fodder female parts. Female, not female. Then we have the heavy weapon platforms that we're gonna be converting the Thunderkin and Palatine enforcers to keep our guys in check And of course, we have some officers, and we have some, we have the Taurus Venerator as a transport. And I'm gonna be honest, I have like ton of Necromunda sprues that I never really built, so they may come in as well as maybe the part of it, or maybe the part of my Necromunda gameplays in the future, or builds in the future. But yeah, I have like videos now rolling out every 4 days a week. I don't know if I don't gonna increase it to 5 days a week, because I would like to introduce some more Necromunda, because I love the setting. Yeah, but we will see. We will see. First of all, those Palatine Enforcers. Like I said, I definitely don't go with the yellow pieces. I'm gonna go with the red. So what you see in here in yellow is probably gonna be red on them, because that was my decision when I was painting this boy. And they usually have much darker color blue, but my one's gonna be bright blue. And I only have one sprue out of those. I don't know where I put the second one. I'm gonna need to dig through everything. But after I move all of the furniture in my house, I made a mess, and I really don't know where some of the sprues are. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, if you like this video, you know what to do. Rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and whoever else want to watch it. And everyone have a great day and take care. Bye bye.